Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for joining us today on a special edition of Tea with Thamarr. We are in Brooklyn, New York. As you can see, we're not in the same location. And I have a very special guest with me today, Shira.
Hi.
Of A Sequin Love Affair. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about something that we're both very passionate about, body positivity and self-love. So we're going to get right into it. If you're interested in hanging out with us, make sure you subscribe to the channel first and then keep watching. All right, so Shira, we both kind of met in this platform of social media, but under the, body positivity movement.
Yeah.
So over the last couple of years, it's definitely changed, and we've seen the highs and lows of it. So what does body positivity mean to you?
To me, it's literally just about, honestly, any woman being able to exist in this world without shame, without ridicule, without abuse, just being able to exist, honestly. Like, if you want to post a picture of yourself on social media, you should be able to do that without judgment or without people telling you that you're promoting an obesity epidemic for literally just existing in this world like anybody else.
Yeah. I mean, when I first gave myself that title, like a body positive advocate, I was really just trying to encourage fashion on all bodies. That's where it means to me. Like, I want to see diversity.
Yes.
I don't want to see the same type of plus size. And I didn't see myself in like the blogging world. I didn't really see bodies and skin colors that looked like mine.
So unfortunate.
So I kind of wanted to create that whole opportunity of showing there's other bodies out there, because these are your consumers, you know? Like, you have to reflect reality.
Yeah.
And reality is not everyone looks like Ashley Graham. So that's what body positivity means to me. And that's the reason why the blog even started. I wanted to kind of just show that we exist. We can be fashionable and no shame.
Right.
I don't want to hear anything like, oh, you do such a great job being stylish with your size. I'm stylish, boo.
That's
Period.
it. Period. Yeah.
I got this.
Right.
No and or buts about it. Like, this is, why can't I just be who I am?
And you should be able to see yourself reflected. You should open up an Instagram and see yourself. Like, there shouldn't be the, like, what's now the, like, what's the word? I don't know, just like the ideal plus size. Like, what is that? Everyone should be able to see themselves reflected when they, like, they open up an Instagram, if they open up a website, they should see themselves. They shouldn't have to feel like, why isn't my body type
Why
seen?
don't I see that?
Yeah.
And that goes into, like, what we can do about it, because I feel like even the champions, or that started off as champions in body positivity, have kind of like not kept up with including everybody. Or they themselves have lost weight, or whatever your reason is to lose weight. I mean, I go up and down in my size all the time, but it's never to please someone else's ideals of what I should look like. But for someone to have that platform and use it to their advantage to gain so many people as an influencer, all these followers using this platform, and then not really do anything, that to me is upsetting. I don't know about you.
Oh, 100%.
Have you had issues with promoting body positivity? Like, now I feel like you're very vocal. If you don't know, if you don't follow her, because
I get a little crazy on stories sometimes.
She calls companies out. Were you always like that, or like, was that something that you were afraid of when you first started into blogging? Like,
yeah, I feel like I didn't get, this is what I always truly believe. I believe that all women should be able to exist and feel beautiful regardless of their size. But I never, like, kind of pushed the body positivity until I think about a year or two ago. I don't know, I just got tired of watching things happen and getting upset about it and being quiet. I just was done being quiet.
Yeah.
If I see something that's not okay, like, I need to talk about it. I need to call it out. I'm so over. Can I say brands, or am I?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's so many. You see brands like Revolve, Allison Olivia, all these brands. They show one body type, one skin color, and it's not okay anymore. You see magazines. It's just it's not okay, and I got very vocal. Yes.
And I got inspired by you to be more vocal to the actual brand. Like Fashion Week just finished up, well, a couple of weeks ago, New York Fashion Week, and a brand that I love, like I feel like we would be on brand, is Layla Rose.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I love her stuff. And she recently had a private party for influencers.
I saw that.
Oh my gosh. Talk about whitewash.
100%.
Like completely, there was no diversity. Everyone looked the same. And it was completely disappointing because on their runway, they have diversity.
Okay,
and so they'll have different, well, not different body types, but different races. They'll have like really dark skinned girls, and they did a collaboration with Lane Bryant a couple of years ago. So that's how I even was introduced to her brand. I was rooting for you. How could you, you know? And then to see like only white influencers, only thin white influencers at this private party that you chose to invite these people, like, but then you want to capitalize on diversity and what you do on the runway. That's not not being honest. And so I called her out on it. And so
you did.
I did.
Oh my gosh.
I did.
Good.
I went on Instagram. I slid into her DMs.
You're not getting any clothing now.
I'm not.
You're not getting on the PR list.
And that's okay because, you know, I feel like I don't want to work with a brand that's so exclusive.
Right.
And Natalie, behind the camera, she asked me just the other day, like, what do you think about Lily Pulitzer? And I'm like, I don't like her. I don't. Not because I don't find her stuff cute. I just find her stuff only for white people. And that's something that you don't, in your advertising, in your campaigns, in your influencer collaborations, you make it very clear what type of consumer you're looking for. And it's not me. Even when you did that collaboration with Target a couple years ago, you had plus sizes, but it was only online.
Right.
So you want my money, you want fat dollars, but you don't want fat bodies to have the experience.
It's 2018, like we're not putting up with this anymore.
This is so old. No. Like I'm so tired of it. So back to Layla Rose, and I was very nice. I was like, congratulations on the new collection. I absolutely love your feminine and romantic designs and aesthetic. It's truly beautiful. I just wish we could see more diversity amongst the influencers chosen for the campaign. The private dinner party looked very intimate and darling, and you chose them. But I noticed that it didn't reflect what is shown on your runways, the beauty of diversity.
That was so nice. Yeah. Did they respond?
No, of course not.
Did they see it?
They saw it.
That's not okay.
That's not okay.
Yeah.
And because especially you respond to everyone else giving you applause for the collection. Like, I was just hurt by that as a consumer because, like, maybe I might not buy your clothes, but I do buy your accessories and perfumes and things like that. And I'm like, that just turned me off. Yeah. So what are some ways that we can help further the conversation that, you know, all bodies are good bodies?
I think we do what we're doing, which is if they're not going to do it, we're going to do it. We're going to post all bodies. We're going to talk about this. We're not going to keep quiet about it. And we're going to call them out.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. And I also think that having the support of your followers, like being transparent with them. When I tell them, I struggle with the same things you do. A lot of my followers think like it's really, it must be so easy for you to shop. Or I think a lot of my my thinner followers, like, I didn't even think you would have a problem shopping or had this experience because you always look the size. I'm like, thank you, thanks. But it's a struggle still because like there's limited options out there, and I do the best that I can with what I'm given. But that shouldn't be the case. You know, like I should be able to walk into a store and have that shopping experience.
Not only online, like segregated to like a website.
Imagine if you were straight sized and you walked into every single store and nothing was there for you. And you were forced to go online for everything that you buy.
How does that make you feel about yourself?
Imagine a straight size blogger having to struggle like that to get everything online. People who are not plus size or who feel like they always have to shop online, they don't understand that whole issue. Like the whole thing that messes with your psyche.
I mean, just a few months ago, I was a little bigger, but I wasn't plus size, and I struggled. So if I struggled at a 12, 14,
right,
what happens to plus? Forget it. You're banished online. You're banished to be hidden and not seen, and it's just not okay.
You're in the back of the store, which you have to climb
the 7th floor.
You have to like struggle. You basically have to sweat your way to the plus size section to only be given like a little corner.
And what kind of message is that?
Exactly.
No.
I recently did something with a brand that they were doing pop-ups of their plus size collection. So even though it wasn't in store, like permanently, they did these pop-ups, but everything was online. And I'm like, that's just
right.
Give us the shopping experience. Why do you think it's gonna fail? Because every single time that you launch something and with more sizes, it sells out.
Right.
That means it does well. That means
they want to spend money. Exactly. You don't want
it's a $60 billion industry. Plus size fashion, $60 billion.
It is? Wow.
$60 billion. You're losing out on money. I love the fact that like you have kind of taken your platform as a way of showing pretty things, but also using it as a way to be the voice of someone who might not have the direct contact with brands, you know.
Right. And I think also even I've started to include, you know, and like to know it where you can link to what you wore. I always try to include now plus sizes because I think it's important. I don't want someone to say like, oh, that's a cute dress. Go online, look for it. They can't wear it. No.
Yeah.
Like, I want everyone to be able to find something cute.
And I think,
and it's not about the clothes. Like, I mean, yes, clothes are important because it's a reflection of, you know, the outside. That's the first thing people see, but it's so much more than that, you know.
And I think not only does it take people who are plus size to talk about, but like you said, you're not plus size according to like the standard size, whatever. But
who even knows? Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
But different bodies need to be talking about the issue. Plus size bodies just can't talk about it to make something happen. Especially people who have influence, they have the responsibility, I feel, especially if you talk about loving yourself and like talking about body positivity or talking about how you embrace everybody, but yet you don't do anything about it.
Or you talk about body positivity because it's on trend for the week, and then the next week you say, oh, follow my Whole30 diet. No. Right. No, you can't have it both ways, sorry.
It's contradicting, it's sending mixed messages, and who knows what you could be triggering too with individuals. But like it takes different bodies to change the conversation. People are very clear that all bodies are deserving of life, love, liberty, and the pursuit of looking amazing.
Yes.
You know?
Hell yes.
We're going to talk about hashtags, specific ones, including hashtag inspiration, hashtag body goals. What do you think about that?
No.
No.
Can I just give you one?
That's dangerous language.
Right.
It's very dangerous language to put out there because you think about how many people use this hashtag. It's like in the millions.
Oh God.
You know? And the thing is, all bodies are good bodies. My body can do amazing things. Just because it looks differently than yours, if I don't have a six-pack all the way down to my pubis bone, like that doesn't mean that I'm not body goals. Just because I don't have a body like Serena Williams or Rihanna or Beyonce, like that doesn't make it good. Excuse you.
Right.
Excuse me. Like I am good. I am good enough, and I don't need you to tell me so. And you are good enough too. If someone in your life is constantly telling you, you need to hashtag get body goals or get ready for summer 18, you're ready right now.
Yes, you are.
And if you are interested in getting more fit, if you want to get more active, let it be something that is going to be based off of good feelings of yourself. You shouldn't work out because you hate your body. You work out because you love your body.
Yes.
You put good food into your body because it's a machine, and the more good things you put in it, obviously it runs very well. But having that donut or having that burger does not make you a bad person. you know, and then you shouldn't be hung up on it, and you don't need to excessively exercise after that in order to make up for it.
And you shouldn't have to explain yourself.
Exactly.
You are allowed to exist without having to explain, oh, but I exercise, oh, but I eat healthy. It's no one's business. Like, what you put in your body and how you treat your body is your business alone. I just think it's another way of excluding people, and it's basically just saying that there's only one way to exist in this world, and that's with the six-pack or with the perfectly, whatever, the thigh gap, whatever. What's in 2018? Is there a new one? I mean, it's just every day is something else. What is it?
I don't know. I'm just making armpit.
Armpit gap. Yeah, like, honestly, like, enough. I know I keep sounding like a broken record, but the reality is that all bodies should be able to exist in this world, and I feel like these hashtags are just another way of excluding people.
Yeah.
And saying that there's only one way to be pretty when it's not what beauty is.
Yeah. I was walking in Boston, like, with my best friend, and the movie Precious had just come out with Gabourey Sidibe. And these high school kids, I was in college, these high school kids, like, a bunch of them, they were like, Precious! And like yelled it. And I was like, that's an Oscar-nominated movie.
Sign me up.
Yes, High School Musical Rejects. You know, like I was just like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And I got to meet Gabby a couple of months ago.
Wow.
When I met Gabby, and she was just super, super sweet. But the fact that she knew me, she like follows me.
Oh my gosh.
She and I'm like, and
hashtag goals.
That's hashtag goals.
Yeah.
And she said, like, you're really smart, and you really have a good voice to talk about, this subject, something that she felt passionate about too.
Yeah.
And she's dealt with that so much too.
Of course.
Doesn't matter how talented she is, doesn't matter how many things that she's been nominated for, people are going to always go back to the shallow concept of how someone looks. But no one does that for anybody who isn't fat. Like, no one goes, like, takes away Gwyneth Paltrow's, discredits her nominations, or Jennifer Aniston, or anybody because of the way that they look.
Yeah.
You're put on a pedestal, and that's the society that we live in.
It all comes back down to how they look, and
all
of their amazing accomplishments are, like, just
completely null and void. We talked about all the negativity, but this is not all about bashing. This is a space
just a little bit.
Just a little. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
I mean,
only when you deserve it.
Yeah, it felt good, like, calling out people for like your stupidity.
Right.
But
we're X'd off a bunch of PR lists right now.
It's okay.
Yeah,
like,
we're not missing
unbothered.
out.
Hashtag unbothered. But this is a place of positivity, and we want to leave you guys with something that we do in order to, because no one's immune to the effects of heckling or trolling, or the fact of just being bombarded with this one type of body, what we do to counteract that so we're not defeated. And I wanted to talk about affirmations.
Okay.
I recently, maybe a couple months ago, started doing them because I was a little bit limited after having my shoulder injury. I couldn't get to the gym as much. I was putting on weight, and I was just feeling slow and sluggish and, like, gross. But that doesn't mean, like, I'm not good. I'm not good enough. I'm still beautiful. I'm still rocking it. I'm still accomplishing a lot of great things. So I literally have to look at myself in the mirror and I say, Thamarr, you're amazing. Like, you have to, like, speak it into existence. So I think affirmations are something that I recently have come into doing that has been helpful for me to counteract those
And even if you don't
ideas.
believe it at first, I think if you keep just putting out that positivity, it does. You fake it till you make it, and it's true. Yeah. As a therapist, I can say that.
Yeah. That's right. And so are there any other things that you would, like, do to kind of, like, counteract those negative thoughts?
So along with those affirmations, I think, so for me, not everyone can get to a place of saying, I love myself, and that's okay. We live in a world where it can be hard to do that. So it's almost like, I am okay the way I am, or I'm not my body, I am more than my body, and kind of like that. Those are the kind of affirmations that, I've said, or some of my clients have said that they found helpful. And I think also it's so important to surround yourself with positive people who love you as you are and respect you as you are, because again, you want to counteract all the messages that you get from society. I didn't know that not the diet industry, the plus size industry was $60 billion, but the diet industry is also $60 billion, which is so funny.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so I think it's so important that when you're scrolling through Instagram, you scroll through people that you that represent you and that represent larger bodies of all sizes and colors. And so you want to just make sure that you're following people that when you scroll through your Instagram, you're not feeling bad, but you're feeling good, you're feeling empowered, you're feeling strong, you're feeling positive. I think that's so important.
And to unfollow anyone who makes you feel otherwise.
Unfollow. Life is too short.
Yeah. Don't give
Instagram
the power to make you feel crappy about yourself.
Any social media.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing that my friend was telling me about that she does is journaling. I honestly, I have no time to journal. But I would like definitely give that as a suggestion to write out your feelings so they're not being stuck inside of you. Because one thing about self-love is something that you constantly have to work at. And it doesn't come overnight. It doesn't come after watching this video. It comes after putting it to practice. And sometimes you have to just write out your goals, write out like how you did today in order to hold yourself accountable to loving yourself and to see the progress eventually.
So I used to journal back in the day, but now I kind of use my writing on my blog and all of the writing that I do. That's kind of my way of journaling.
It is
or
therapy.
getting things out. Yeah.
And I think, and that's one thing I'm really excited about my relaunch because it's gonna go back to the beginning. I remember when I first started blogging, I was just writing about my experiences. I was just writing about the struggle. I was writing how certain experiences have carved this existence of mine, and people resonated with that message. And over the years, unfortunately, you do get caught up in like doing sponsored posts and wanting to keep up. But the thing is, like, that doesn't matter because I started as a body positive advocate and I want to go back to that. And so going back to writing about things like that and to what I can do to help you guys, because that helps me. It just reinforces,
There's nothing better than getting those messages from people saying like, oh my goodness, thank you so much for sharing that. That kind of reminds you of why you're doing what you're doing and you just want to keep doing it.
So we wanted to leave you with a couple of names of people and brands that we like to follow that kind of give us inspiration and keep it positive and beautiful and love and everyone's accepted. So roll call, go.
Okay. So my favorites are Nabella, amazing makeup artist, Nicolette
Love
Mason,
her.
Amazing, Gabby Fresh, Anita from Foreign Curves, Eloquy. They have the cute. Is that how you pronounce it?
Eloquy.
Eloquy.
Yeah.
So
we love Eloquy.
Yeah. They have the cutest clothing, and they're also very diverse, which I love. Am I missing anybody? Who do you love to follow?
I mean, I do love Christian Siriano.
Oh, right. We just talked about that.
And how his runways really reflect, like, he's like one of the only designers during Fashion Week that shows different bodies. Chromat
and people
also.
love it. Do it more.
Yeah.
Chromat,
they show different bodies. But I love following brands, like you mentioned, Eloquy. ModCloth is one that always has like different bodies. They were like one of the first brands to kind of just include plus sizes and not separate them. They just include them in their range. And
ASOS does it.
ASOS does. But like ModCloth, like in their pop-ups, like they had like their like mannequins, like their plus size mannequins in the front of the store. That's one thing
that's nice.
That's
good.
like one thing that I was like,
cool.
Why not? Like there are people out there, doing good work, like showing love and shouting them out is important because, there's so many accounts that are so exclusive, and like it's really important to talk about brands and people that are doing something about it.
100%.
So thank you so much, Shira, for coming and doing this really special video with me. If you guys haven't done it already, please follow her. It's a Sequin Love Affair. I'll make sure I leave everything down below so that you can follow her. And definitely subscribe to this channel.
You have to.
Why haven't you done that already? I thought you guys, this is all about self-love, right? Show the love. And hit the subscribe button and like this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Thank you so much for watching. All right, bye. Stay lovely.